Insomnia tells a story of Detective Will Dormer, who in the process of investigating a homicide accidentally commits a crime. And I certainly have to say that Insomnia is a film that never ultimately feels the need to be very large, but at the same time it manages to go deep into the characters and ultimately delivers something incredibly satisfying. Now in this film we have Will Dormer portrayed fantastically, of course, by Al Pacino, and we can certainly see the disintegration of a man who has done something wrong in his life and wants to ultimately right his wrong, but isn't necessarily using the best of ways in order to do so, and really witnessing a man crumble on screen, fight for his life, and essentially want to survive. Something so basic, something so inherent as a human instinct, but at the same time something that can really go wrong if not done right. And it's certainly incredible to witness him play off the character of Robin Williams, and it's really these two characters that when they interact with one another manage to create such a great degree of tension that you get to witness on screen, simply because of how different each character is and how I personally was not able to figure out 100% entirely the background of each character and where exactly they were coming from in a particular scene, thereby creating an essence of mystery, and at the same time thereby creating this great amount of tension and a vibration that was in fact able to witness. And there's a great degree of expression with regards to the tone of the film, and the very eerie atmosphere really plays into the very tension that we get to witness between the characters, and ultimately scenes between them and certain interactions that they have that might seem so bizarre or so far-fetched to a certain degree feels so natural and so real through the course of this film. Now, while I can certainly say that the film does take its time to really get to where it's going and for the plot to really kick in, I believe that initially, when we're witnessing the events transpire on screen, we're not necessarily invested in what's going on. Rather, the scenes do become relevant later on. The various basic character interactions that we witness and might as well just pass off as trivial ultimately really present themselves as something far more important, even if they give you the slightest amount of an insight into a character. Furthermore, the pacing of this film, I believe, is almost perfect, if you will. The tension in the film is rising at a consistent rate, in my personal opinion, and ultimately there is that essence of mystery brought about by the fact that things are slowly revealed to you only when they need to be. Furthermore, both the cinematography and the score really manage to accentuate everything going on screen in terms of tone, in terms of a very emotion of a character, and ultimately really managed to present something that is a technical achievement alone, on top of which an incredibly complex and psychological tale of people that basically interact with one another over something so bizarre, over something that might be considered so unreal, and at the same time giving us a deep insight into human nature alone. Ultimately, Insomnia can be described as a clash, if you will, of two vibrant and, dare I say, larger-than-life personalities, two people that have their own set of beliefs and principles, and when they clash with one another, you really get to witness something so fantastic on screen. And when the two actors, that is Robin Williams and Al Pacino, really begin to interact, the film really does kick in and ultimately delivers something so satisfying. And it's a film that, despite the fact that it does take its time initially, manages to present to you a tale that flows so beautifully simply because of how its complexity with regards to emotions is really balanced out well by all the other elements that you get to witness on screen, and you ultimately do get an interesting story about an investigation, and at the same time a man basically trying to right a wrong in his life, something so simple and basic yet presented in such a beautiful manner, making it, dare I say, relatable, and at the same time far greater than I could have personally imagined. I'm going to give Insomnia a triple yes.